And this is Brothaspeak Podcast, where we talk about Black LGBT issues and topics, and I am your host, Chris. Yes, I know it's been several weeks. Let me tell you, it's been an adventure, but I definitely want to make sure you guys know I do apologize for the hesitation and not necessarily uploading as much, but I want to make sure you know that we are going to be more consistent, and we are definitely going to make sure we continue to bring better shows and also better interviews in the process. So I do want to apologize, but I definitely want to say thank you for those who have been listening and continue to listen to Brothaspeak Podcast, where we talk about Black LGBT issues and topics, and this again, I'm your host, Chris. We're going to continue the conversation that we had with transgender. This is part 2, where we talk with Ms. Camille, Mrs. Aisha Bailey, as well as also Kashad. Thank you again. So I do apologize for the hesitation, but now let's bring you part 2 of the Transgender Podcast, the T in LGBT.
You can.
Now, the thing about it is, the first thing that comes to mind, I think we also spoke about this before in Brothaspeak, where there's actually a Brothaspeak Global located here in Wilmington, Florida, the Pride Center. The thing about it is that one that we found statistics that found that basically those who actually are transgender usually end up alone. Usually, some cases commit high suicide rates.
The suicide rate is high.
Yes.
Now, and these are people who are living their life. They're living their truth.
Right.
But so the road is still a hard road.
It's a hard road, but for me, again, my I statement, 9 times out of, if I can speak so boldly and say that I believe they longed for the affection of their biological family. Because 9 times out of 10, they had a mother, a lifestyle mother, they had a lifestyle father, and in the LGBT community, we form our own families, and we have the house of this and the house of that. 9 times out of 10, they're the house of someone. They belong to some house, so they have that realm of family where they celebrate birthdays, holidays, and everything else in between. They have that. But for me, I would like to think that it was the more void of, I wish my mother could. I wish my mother and my father would call me and tell me Merry Christmas. Because even when I was working at the with the children with the low cognitive level, I was the manager, so that means I committed my Christmas and my Thanksgiving and my 4th of July and my mother's birthday and my birthday. I committed that to those clients, and I worked there. I worked 4 Christmas, 4 Thanksgivings, 4 birthdays, 4 of my mother's birthdays, everything. I've committed my life to that. I've even committed a couple of family members' funeral to staying home and working. So when those times come around and I see the clients either going home or they're on the phone with their family or whatever, I want that too.
I think for me, what I see, it's like there are a lot of individuals here who have the support.
Yes.
And they don't perceive it as support because internally I may be struggling with the fact that I am trans, I am a black or person of color, and I'm trans. My family may be very supportive. They may still struggle with pronouns, but they're getting it. I may be on hormones, and just something internally, I am still struggling with it. Or internalized gender phobia or internalized homophobia. Yeah, and I struggle with it. So I may attempt in that way because, and let's just be clear about suicidal thoughts. Lots of people have the thought.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Lots of people have attempted. It may go unreported, but lots of people attempt at some point in their life. But for the trans community, it's very high. For me, what I see, many factors. It could be I have some type of cutting behavior. I did not mean to cut that deep, but oops, I done cut too deep, and now it's documented as some type of suicide attempt. Right. I work as a mental health evaluator up in Jacksonville, PRN, and I've seen a lot of that. And they go, I wasn't trying to kill myself. I was just trying not to feel. This is my coping mechanism. But on paper, they went to the hospital. They're placed on a professional certificate or a Baker Act. and now it's documented as a suicidal gesture or attempt.
Self-injurious behavior.
It can be, I have a void from my family, or my boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other left me. My children don't call. I don't know if I'm going to get a job, or it's a lots of reasons why people do it. The main thing is my normal coping skill is not working. I'm in this deep, dark, black hole, and the only thing that seems attractive is I just want to end the pain. I'm not thinking about my family. I'm not thinking about anyone else, whatever that pain may be, and it's up for that individual to kind of identify that pain. Right.
No, but I just thought it was so interesting that you said that they were longing for their family, because
most definitely
a lot of them. No, a lot of my friends. No matter how much support they have around them, and no matter how much of this new family they have, they're still longing for how things used to be with their family. Because for all of us, when we think of our family, we do think of the foundation and security.
Right.
And that's all it is. When something is familiar, and that's something that you know from birth, to all of a sudden be... If let's say you were taken away from that and you had to haul ass and go to a new environment, a lot of times they're still longing for that, even if they know, okay, this family's never going to support them. A lot of times it's difficult for some people to, completely embrace this and never get over this.
Yes.
And that's an emotional, mental.
But just know it's help out there. If you're one of those people that are struggling with that, there are resources out there, whether you're rural, you have the Trevor Project, you have the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Reach out to a therapist on Psychology Today. You can reach out to numerous people that help. There's help out there. I just think it's like, even if any family, if I'm attached to something and unfortunately I have to give it up, what would I do?
Exactly.
That pain is so deep, and we don't want to stigmatize those people that
or
have the thought,
like it should never be brushed off.
or have attempted. It's something where, for me as a therapist, I may understand it a little bit better than a lot of people, but that pain is so deep that's the only thing that they feel that they can cope with. But there is help out there. So
now, one thing I have noticed is that one thing about YouTube, YouTube kind of gives you everything.
Yeah.
And there actually has been, I'm not sure if anyone saw it, an actual transgender show that actually, there's a whole entire show, a whole series that one of my friends, he just kept telling me about it. And so, now mind you, these were female to male.
Right.
These were female to male that actually made this particular show. I forgot what it was actually called now. But apparently, when you kind of see the scenes in itself, they still kind of have certain qualities of their original gender. And let me correct that. Of their original...
Or their assigned gender.
Their assigned gender. There you go. I'm looking for the proper terms now.
Well, every human has male and female qualities.
I believe that too, yes.
We come from a man and a woman. So, whether it's physical...
Okay. Sue me. I'm speaking again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to offend someone. So what? I just said this in the car. When will we stop being so prude and embrace the fact that it just so happened that I'm a woman with a penis? When will we stop being so prude to embrace the fact?
I mean, it's reality.
Because do you ask your cashier, "Hi, you're so beautiful. Do you have a penis?"
You don't.
Do you ask the stock boy who's putting up that last can of peas, "Hi, you're so handsome. Do you have a vagina?" So when will we stop being so prude and embrace the fact that I'm just built a little different than you are? Stop it. Let's deal with it. It's okay to call me out of my name, to call me a punk or a faggot or a dyke or a lesbian or a carpet muncher, butt buddy, and all of that. It's okay to say that, but it's not okay for us as the LGBT to speak on what we are. I am a woman with a little extra added incentive. So what?
I like the added incentive.
So what? So what?
Wow.
But that is coming from somebody that is really, who is able to speak their truth. And I wish us as a whole, and I'm including myself in there, even before I was educated, I've always been, I come from Brooklyn, New York, so it's like, you go out, it's very different than the South, and it was very an eye-opener for me when I came to the South. I was like, what is this? We don't do this in Brooklyn. We don't do this stuff. It's like, but even when I became more versed in it, and even challenging my beliefs on what it was to be male and female, because I have a lot of masculine traits, and being told that, when you grow up, you're going to be a dyke. And sometimes I wear my hair slicked back, I was gonna be a woman, a bow tie, suspenders on, and the first person asked, well, I didn't know you were a lesbian. Just based off of me wearing a bow tie, some suspenders, some slacks, my hair slicked back. I mean, again, it's that boys wear blue, girls wear pink. If you're a female, you have to cross your legs, you can't curse, you have to be barefoot and pregnant. Guys, you can have sex with anybody you want. You can do whatever
because that's what our ancestors did. Our grandfathers went out and slept around and had 17 kids. Now we got all these people at this family reunion and got different mamas. So I mean,
Junior's not really Junior.
It's a generation curse.
It's a generational.
It's a generational curse.
We need to come to a point where our genitals are not. We're not defined by what we have. And they're not your business, and we're not defined by it. Because if I'm defined by my vagina, I'm doing a lot wrong. I go against. If I'm defined by that, I need to wear a skirt every day. I need to be making homemade biscuits. If that's the case,
I need to take off this girdle.
Yes, we are defined, but a lot of people wanted to define us by what we have between our legs. They do.
But I must say, you're not just living in your truth for yourself. There's a lot of people who aren't able to.
Yes.
For you doing this, you're living for a lot of people.
And
a lot of people are living through you.
And I want to be a symbol, and I want to be a friend. And if I had the ability to go and reach everyone and be that protector and be that shadow and be like, you better walk outside and ain't nobody gonna touch you, I would love to do that because
before we do that, we're going to need to get a bail fund for you. We're going to have to get a money up.
I had to develop this tough skin. I didn't jump out on the streets tough. I had to develop it. And again, how I developed my tough skin, I did not lean on that crutch. I did not lean on that T and try to walk outside. I just walked outside. And then I noticed that I began to gain the respect of outside when they would say, hey, Camille. Hi, Camille.
Like you said, it's like what we were talking about earlier. It's like the bully. You know, do you sit back and let the bully, because if you don't defend yourself, the bully is still going to bully you.
Right.
Sometimes you have to step out on faith and lose that fear.
And knock the bully in his chin.
Just attack that bully and let that bully know that it's not okay for you.
It is not. And that's what you're doing to society. You're letting them know it's not okay to keep me in my house. It's not okay to make me look towards the men's jeans when I really want to go over there because Dilla's got a good sale on summer dresses. It's not okay. It's not okay, and I will not accept it. Good. Okay, viewers, listeners, I am 6'2" in height. 6'2". So any room I walk in, everyone is a midget to me. The average is a midget to me.
Right.
Aisha is with me on a daily. I walk in buildings with heels on, and I don't care who
6
sees
inch
me
at that.
You can't, you shouldn't, and you never should.
I don't care who sees me. And if I see somebody staring, I greet them. Hello.
Now, I gotta ask one last question because I think there's still a lot of controversy about the bathrooms.
Just scratching the surface.
The bathroom.
That isn't another podcast in itself.
I mean,
the bathroom.
I do want to know your opinions about the bathroom.
Okay, here's the thing. For me, because in Duval County, there's a huge controversy about the school board and the bathroom. I mean, everywhere about the bathrooms. And in my eyes, just go freaking pee. Okay, I've been in concerts where the ladies' line is too long. I am going to the male stall. I've seen your penis. You've seen the one, you've seen them all. Sweetie, it's not big enough. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to do whatever I need to do.
Damn.
The thing about it is what I tell my cisgendered friends and family is when I walk in a bathroom stall, I have two lovely, lovely young girls. I go in the bathroom stall. We go in there. If I see someone looking under my bathroom stall to check my genitals or check what they have, you are the pervert. You are the pervert. You've never heard a case of any trans-identified person that has went into the bathroom and has touched, fondled, molested, raped, or any type of person. However, I have seen with my own eyes, I have heard stories of people being from the cisgender community harassed, fondled, raped, abused, beat up. If you're sitting there going to the bathroom, worried about whether somebody has a penis or a vagina, you in there doing the wrong thing.
Priorities are messed up.
You are in there, either you need to check if they have a glory hole in there and you in there doing something else you ain't supposed to be doing. I'm just going to be very candid because I'm very emotional about when it comes to, especially when
we really
being
have to go
a
there.
mother.
We have to go there.
But anything when we think about change, if you think about the fight for Jim Crow rights, or the when my mom and my dad could not use the white only bathroom, it was about the bathroom.
Right.
Here we are years later talking about a freaking bathroom where I can go anywhere in Jacksonville and be discriminated against as a woman, not even a trans woman.
Right.
I am still at some places when I go, I am still called the N-word as a black woman, or there are deaths, or if there's police brutality. We are worried about bathrooms where there are bigger things. We are without jobs. Our families are in ruin. Our financial status are in ruin. We cannot come together as a community. And here we are, our focus on the bathrooms. Trust me, I get it. But if someone can point out one case where someone has been fondled, touched, molested, raped by a trans-identified person, please call me. I will leave my number. Because I haven't seen it yet. Have you? I have not seen it.
And I just think they want a reason to be mad. Honestly.
First of all, in my perception on that male bathroom, if I'm at my best and I'm looking my best, why are you worried about what's in my damn clothes? We're sitting here and we're having a debate about what am I going in here to do? In 3.5 seconds, if you don't move, you're going to look at your feet and you're going to find out what I came in here to do. And that's just me genuinely speaking from the heart. I'm so sick of people taking something so personal. That bathroom time is personal.
It's very personal.
It's personal. I need to go in there and do what I need to do because my stomach is hurting. I need to get this done. And we're sitting here having a debate about why. You need to go outside and make sure your car's not getting broken into.
Exactly.
You're right. You just made it that so simple. It's just something so simple and natural, and we have to turn it and twist it
and make it perverted. So that means you're calling me a pervert. You're calling me because I'm living my life as the way I desire. You're calling me a pervert.
But
How dare you?
Yeah.
And you're calling me a pervert, and you're sitting here over 300 pounds. You obese mule. You're calling me a pervert, and you're sitting here overweight. Now, see, again, we can go back and forth at these things, and guess who would win? Me.
But you see, Chris, how controversial. Even when we think about. If you even sit back and think of just using common sense, a bathroom debate.
Yeah.
You know, it's very touching, and we can go all night. We can do like 50 podcasts.
It's just too.
And a lot of the listeners.
That's my personal time. You want to wipe?
Oh, how would you feel this masculine being coming in the bathroom? They're presenting as male. They're fully bearded. They're very masculine, and they're coming into the women's bathroom, or vice versa. Beautiful Camille walking into the urinal.
I bet you I had your man.
One thing I have to say. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Creflo, whatever, but he did mention about lawism and how laws you can add as many laws as you want.
Right.
Really messing things up even
Right.
worse. But really, it's basically, depending on the type of person you are, your beliefs, and how you live your life, you're really above that. You're
Yes.
really above any type of laws. And the only thing I actually see so far from laws in Carolinas right now, in other states, is only creating a bigger mess.
It is because
Right.
they're losing businesses.
And it's
They're
not
losing
even that.
sponsorships. People don't want to live there. I mean, if I have to go to a state where I have to worry about what again the bow tie, where I talk about my hair back, slick back, bow tie, masculine clothes on, I go in the bathroom and someone is calling the police on me because they just assume I am male. Or I have a cousin who always wore her hair very, very short, having to worry about not only being black, but to deal with the law. And we're not even going to get into that. Like, that's very offensive to me as a person.
It's
Yeah.
very disappointing to know that we live in the land of the free, but I'm really not.
We're not really free. We're not really free.
It's disappointing to know I cannot walk in the bathroom and use a free nasty ass bathroom. And let's talk about it. We have some women and we have some men that looks a little speck. You gotta like, what is it?
Right.
And you come to find out it's a real man. He's just soft around the edges. And you have some women that are a little rough around the edges. Now you've roughed up this woman. She has a vagina. So how are you going to explain this? And 9 times out of 10, it is transgenders that walk among us today, and you can't get it.
You can't, yeah.
You can't get it.
And and you don't need to.
And you can't, and
Right,
you don't
that's
need
the
to.
thing. You don't need to. Thank you. You don't need to.
You don't need to.
Respect
what
human beings.
you
Respect.
say.
Say that word again. It's respect. It's
and
respect.
acknowledging that this is a human being, another beautiful human being.
I'm not a transgender. I'm a human being because if you want to break us down, hi transgender, hi fat person.
You know
Again,
what?
High transgender, high person that has bad cigarette breath.
It's the labels. We like to put things in categories. We like to do that.
People like to simply identify.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that, I'll be quite frankly, I don't think that anyone's going to ever get rid of labels. But what we can do is disrupt the process.
Yes.
I do believe that. So.
And you're doing it here today.
I'm trying to. Let me tell you.
I'm doing it here today.
I gotta say, I enjoyed the entire conversation.
Yes.
I know we can go on and on and
Yes,
on.
we can.
But you know what? I'm gonna actually make this kind of a 2-part thing for the listeners.
Yay.
I want them to be able to kind of consume in some chunks. You know,
Yes.
Don't kill me. I'm just speaking my truth.
I'll be honest with you. I truly appreciate Miss Camille. I do appreciate Miss Aisha.
Thank you so much.
I do
Thank
appreciate
you.
Mr. Kishai. To me, I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. When I saw Camille, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I can't let this slide. You got to be part of the podcast because I wanted people
I'm
to
glad
talk.
I could shed some light and speak from my perspective. Now, there are some that may say, like, oh my God, how dare she say that? But it's me. It's my opinion. And that's what makes us universal. That's what makes us colorful because we're not supposed to agree.
Yeah. And thank you for the opportunity because I think it sheds light for anyone who is confused or questioning or need someone to advocate for them to speak up for their truth or need to talk about
Camille
what it's
is here
like
for
being black or need a perspective from a therapist or someone that works with the T-Youth. So I thank you for creating this platform. So
Well, thank you guys. I mean, I like I said, this was educational for me too, guys. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It was very educational for me too. But the more that I get a better understanding, the more I think it's very easy for me to actually just say, you know.
And if people do this and ask questions, it's just a simple asking a question and get a little better understanding. You won't be transgender ignorant.
Thank you. And I don't want to be ignorant.
Please don't.
Oh my God! Again, this is Chris from Brothaspeak Podcast, where we talk about Black LGBT issues and topics. Thank you again, Miss Camille. Thank you again, Aisha. Thank you again, Kishai. I had a wonderful conversation. I know everyone's going to enjoy it too.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful night, guys.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night.